And the record's clear. There was not much actual, genuine disagreement about what Trump was across the leaders in both parties initially. The genre here is tragedy, not mystery. Before Donald Trump got power, plenty of Republican officials called out his direct, repeated appeals to violence.
That we have a front runner in my party who has fed into language that basically justifies physically assaulting people who disagree with you.
The toxic environment has allowed his supporters and those who sometimes seek confrontation to come together in violence.
When the person you're supporting for president is going around saying things like, go ahead and slap him around, I'll pay your legal fees, what do you think is going to happen next?
What do you think is going to happen next? This is very important right now. The Republicans in power who enabled Trump the most in federal government, McConnell, Graham, Cruz, they made virtually the same warnings about him in those months leading up to the 2016 election. There may be no more lethal ethical attack on them now than their own words then, which reveal they were knowingly complicit.
This man is a pathological liar.
I think he's a kook. I think he's crazy. I think he's unfit for office.
We should have basically kicked him out of the party.
I'm going to stand with President Trump.
I believe President Trump still has a path to victory.
The decent thing to do is let the president himself take the time he wants to absorb this. You have to allow that to happen.
President Trump is 100% within his rights.
The Republican elites knew better, just as they knew he lost the 2020 election, as they knew Biden would be inaugurated in January, now next week. But as Trump lied to his 74 million supporters, as he demanded Georgia officials and Pence break the law for him, these Republicans, they didn't even see that as a breaking point. They joined that effort to overthrow democracy. Now, that's not a statement of rhetoric or dramatic license. I am reporting to you that a majority of House Republicans voted with Trump's plan to toss states that backed Biden, certified final results, in order to try to steal the race he lost on the House floor, just as Senator Cruz returned to what had become that crime scene in the Capitol and still voted for that same goal after the insurrection. He cast that vote on the Senate floor a few feet away from where Mitch McConnell declared what happened.
They tried to disrupt our democracy. They failed. We assembled this afternoon to count our citizens' votes. Now we're going to finish exactly what we started. This failed insurrection only underscores how crucial the task before us is for our republic.
They failed to change the votes, but McConnell spent weeks allowing Trump's election lie to fester before finally noting that Biden did win, while Senator Cruz and most of those House Republicans backed the election scheme to the very end. Evidence shows the insurrection was fueled by those 2 months where so many Republicans joined and amplified Trump's big lie. Historian Tim Snyder writes about this, quote, "The responsibility for Trump's push to overturn an election must be shared by a very large number of Republican members of Congress." He notes how the majority of the House GOP caucus, quote, voted for the lie that had forced them to flee their chambers. Voting for the lie powering the attack. That is a fact so disturbing, elected officials siding with the goals of the insurrectionists who attacked the police on their way to try to kill them, those officials, members of Congress, Republican and Democrat alike. You can see why psychologically there are those who are weak-minded and would rather just deny it than face it. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.